This podcast discusses paranormal activity and other topics some might find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Is it a chill or a ghostly breeze? A knock, a tap, what do you believe? Ghosts, gossip, gather around where the lost and the haunted are found. Ghosts, gossip, don't make a sound. Truth or tales, we'll dig it out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ghost Gossip. I am your host, Ashley, and today I am joined by Paranormal Paul. Hello, Paul.
Hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic tonight. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. I am so
Sure.
excited.
Yeah, me too. It was a blast having you on my show, and I love talking about this stuff, so I am looking forward to continuing our conversation.
Absolutely. I love talking
Yes.
about it too. It's like, how do we get here? We just wake up one day and we're like, we're going to talk about spooky shit.
And it's weird. It's pretty much how it happens, I mean,
Right?
mine was, you know what, I'm thinking about doing it. You know what, why don't you just do it? So like, okay, just do it. So
Well, that's
why
a
not?
great segue. How did you get started?
Well, I was back in 2023. I was recovering from knee replacement surgery, and I don't know how I got this guy's book. His name was T. Krulos, an author up in Milwaukee, and he sent me a book on Mothman. And I'm reading this, and I was thinking, this is pretty interesting. And I had watched all the paranormal TV shows and stuff before that. I hadn't really gotten into watching too many paranormal podcasts. And I'm like, you know what, this will be kind of fun to do. I never reach out to anybody back then, and I saw his email address on the back of the book, and I'm like, I'm going to email this guy and tell him that, kind of where I am and stuff and what he was thinking about it. And I said, I'm thinking about starting a paranormal podcast. I've kind of had some interest in it and stuff. I've never really had experience that I knew of at the time. And, he emailed me back like, why are you thinking about it? Just do it. That's
I
kind
love
of
that.
silly to do that. I'm so, oh yeah, okay. Then a few months later, I started up. I'd been doing podcasting for years before that, different things that I thought would work out. I was doing like a local high school sports podcast here in St. Louis, and because no one else does that around here, and I thought, man, this is going to be great. I'll have coaches on, I'll have athletes on, and that's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Do anything. So, but once I started this, I met a bunch of people, and it's been fantastic, and I just love it, and I'm loving the experiences that I've gotten. I've gone on several ghost hunts and stuff. I don't really call them hunts because you don't have to look too far to see them. They're all around you all the time.
Yes.
But it's just been a blast. And I keep meeting awesome people throughout this journey and new experiences almost every week and everything. So it's just, I'm having a blast. So
Okay, yeah. So I had not a paranormal, but I had a podcast before this too. It seems funny. It seems like all of us kind of started somewhere else before
Mhm.
we ended up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this was the one that, I hadn't really been doing too much research into paranormal podcasting at the time. And I'm thinking, okay, this is just kind of fun. I don't know how many other people are doing this. I'll give it a shot. And I didn't expect it to last, 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in March. And, here I am. I love it. It's fun. It's something different on every show. I mean, it's I don't want to say basically the same topic,
Right.
paranormal, Bigfoot and all that stuff, but you're getting different stories
Yes.
all the time. And it's just something new, I think. And it's
Yes.
cool.
I tell people I'm a forever student. And so anytime I am talking to somebody different, I am learning something new.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
absolutely love it. You heard my story. So I kind of was just like thrust upon it. It was thrust upon me. Didn't
Mhm.
expect it. And that's how I ended up here. But I absolutely love it. The people I have met, they've been incredible. The topics are always fun. And there's more. There's always more questions. It's like, okay, but what else is out there,
Right. Right. And we're all looking for the same answers. What lays beyond our life, what's in the woods, what's outside of our atmosphere, stuff like that. And it's it makes a whole lot of sense to me to, collaborate with people and just get along. And, if somebody said something that you don't believe or something, then, you don't ridicule them, but maybe ask questions. And then you might end up, understanding it more, or believing more of what's going on. So, that's like you said, just it's learning.
Mhm.
And I love learning. I hated school, but I love learning,
Oh, yeah, I
if
didn't
that
hate
makes
school.
sense.
I loved school. I was a nerd. I loved school. I loved learning, but after I got out of school, like, I went to college. I graduated in 3 years with my bachelor's, so, I mean, I went, like,
Wow.
all year long, but I was ready to get out and start my life, like, I was ready, and now I'm like, I don't know why I was in a hurry, but I love learning about the history of places, like, I don't like all history, which is crazy, but I love
Hmm.
haunted history, and I love history of buildings, and I love learning about these places and what causes some things to become haunted, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You touched on the history of things, and sometimes I like knowing what I'm going into when I'm going to a location. But other times I'm like, you know what? I think I just want to go in cold, and just let it happen naturally, and not try and bring somebody out that I heard, passed away there or whatever. So
Now are you a sensitive?
I think I'm becoming more of a sensitive,
Mhm.
because things, and I've talked to several mediums, and one that I really trust and have gotten to know, and she's almost been a regular on my show. I've been kind of working with her a little bit, and another guy, and I feel like things are opening up a little bit more for me. I mean, I still haven't really seen an apparition or anything like that. I've seen rocks being thrown at me, and stuff like that. I've seen weird shadows.
Right.
But, when I first started, I was, always into, what kind of equipment do I need? I was all worried about that stuff.
Right.
But somebody told me that, the most important piece of equipment you need is yourself. I mean, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking that's weird. But then I went into the first investigation, and I'm like, this is so true. I mean, walking down a hallway and you feel, cold, you feel the weird sensation that, something isn't really right. And you hear things, and it made sense. I'm like, okay, maybe she wasn't as crazy as I thought she was, but
This kinda makes sense now that I'm here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I've gotten a few gadgets, but yeah, that I don't like getting a whole technical thing going, but I mean, just what I have is fine, I guess.
Yeah, I have some tools, like and I'm not an investigator. I like to go on investigations with investigators, but I find that when I'm trying to use tools, I'm distracted and I'm missing
Hmm.
things that are, like, right in front of me, and so I agree with that. I think your senses are probably the best things, but, like, I have my REM pods but I prefer the lights because they're so easy to see, so I love, like, cat balls. I have my flashlight right up there because my haunted doll's been using the flashlight to communicate, so I was like, "I'll just bring it in here so
Oh,
if she
cool.
turns it on, at least it's, like, right there, we'll all see it."
Yeah.
But I definitely agree, like, when you are what I have found when have all this equipment, I am so focused on the equipment that I'm missing the other things around me.
Hmm. Exactly. 100%. 100%.
What has been your favorite place that you've investigated so far that you've been to?
Well, I would say, Ray County Museum out in Richmond, Missouri, which is up near Kansas City. One of my podcasting partners, Krista from the Blondes and Booze, introduced me to that place. One of her best friends, Kathy, is a curator at this museum, and you talk about one of the nicest people you've ever met. That's Kathy, who runs the museum, and she's doesn't charge her friends to come in there and investigate. Just give a little donation to the museum, and that's absolutely fine.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she's just a wonderful human being. The museum, I've been there at least 5 times, and it's incredible. It's more of a Civil War museum. It has all kinds of, I think it has like 56, 58 different rooms in it, plus like a jail cell in the basement and some other things in the basement.
Did you say
And
56 to 58 rooms?
yes, yes, yes. And it's shaped in a Y. And the first time was it the first? I think it was the first time that I went there. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really know much about it. Just that it had a lot of rooms, and there were a lot of different spirits there. I mean, there's a ton
Right.
of things going on in that museum. And I'm walking through these hallways, and everything, nothing feels weird at all until there's 2 stories in the basement. Once you get the basement's kind of wonky too, but I think all basements are really kind of wonky, so
All
it always
basements
feels
are a little
weird.
creepy.
But on the top floor, going once you cross the threshold into the top hallway up there, it felt completely different than the rest of the museum. I mean, completely. It wasn't demonic or didn't feel demonic. It just felt dark and just odd. Something
Like,
was off
hard
with
to
that.
breathe, just like
Yeah,
not welcome.
yeah. And so something was watching you
Yeah.
that didn't want you there. I mean, it wasn't going to hurt you or anything, but it was going to make things uncomfortable for
It
you.
was aware of your presence, and it wasn't a fan.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, it wasn't demonic or anything. So we're walking through there, and it just felt kind of weird. Not to mention there was a bunch of mannequins in the hallway and in a few of the rooms. And I kept looking at it. It was like daytime when we were walking through it. And like, okay, I got to remember where all these things are because if I walk through here in the middle of the night, I'm
This is
going to
gonna
freak
scare the
out.
shit out of me.
Yeah, yeah. And I actually have a few mannequins in my house that for my Halloween decorations that I
Oh,
use
okay.
to
I was about to
scare
say,
people.
whoa, wait. Why?
Yeah,
But okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, there's a really weird story for that too, but we'll get to that later maybe. But anyway, I'm kind of just taking note of what's all in this wing of the museum because I know later on I'm going to want to come up here and spend some time up there.
Right.
So there's like an Indian artifact room, a Civil War room, I think there's a schoolroom down that hallway. Which in that schoolroom, Krista was telling me about some really dark, nasty entity was in there tried to actually choke her, and somebody was able to get her out of it and stuff. But yeah, there's some nasty stuff there. I don't think it's there anymore. I think they've gotten rid of it or whatever.
Oh my.
Later that night, we went back into the Civil War room, and um, I was told that there's a spirit of a gentleman in there that likes to open and close little cabinet doors.
Mhm.
And so I went in there. Actually, on the initial walkthrough, I opened the door to there's a small little cabinet that I just opened the door, thinking that okay, he's going to close it. So we get in there later at night, and it's still open. So somebody had a spirit box going, and there's 3 of us in there, probably about 6 to 8 feet apart, and we're asking questions and stuff. And I keep asking, "Can you close this door for me?" And we kept getting no on the spirit box. And I'm like, okay, but I'd really want you to close this. And then I kept saying, no, get out. And I'm like, no, I want to see you close it. If you close it, then I'll get out. So we went back and forth, and I was kind of standing in the corner. And behind me was one of those display cases that, you have the glass display case on top, and then there's just emptiness on the bottom. So, and I think there was a furnace in one of the corners or something. So the guy that was sitting to my right, look, there's a white mist going behind me underneath the display case. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see it, but okay, I believe you. And all of a sudden, right after that, I felt something cold on my right side. I was wearing shorts at the time, and I felt something cold on my right side. There was no pets in there. No, well, there was pets, but they weren't anywhere near us. And then I looked down. I felt something on my leg. And I looked down. I had claw marks going up my leg. So I'm like,
Oh
okay,
my.
I think I'm getting out of here now. I went downstairs and I showed everybody, and everybody confirmed that there was 5 claw marks going up the side of my leg.
So there's
And I
actually
have
like
it on
5.
5. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. And I knew that if it was demonic or something, it would probably be in 3s. Nothing burned or anything. So we're kind of talking about it and stuff, and they were asking me what I was doing. And, I told them. And, we came to the conclusion that it was probably the gentleman that was in that room. He didn't want me in there. And that was my little warning to get out,
Yeah.
basically.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody getting scratched with 5. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird. I went back in, I was a little cautious going back up there. So, I mean, it was fine. Nothing really else happened in there on that trip. But on another trip, we were down in the basement, and legend has it that a slave or somebody was chained to the basement floor down there.
Oh no.
Yeah. And we had communicated with this person before. And this other time, this was also the first time that I actually went through with a medium.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, that was exciting. And that
Yeah.
was so neat to do. I've always wanted to do this. And my friend Jilly was there, and I'm like, I need to just film you walking through this. And it was so much fun walking through, following her around, and she would just stop, turn, look at the wall, and start, oh, hey, how are you? My name's Jilly. What's your name? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking to? And we were getting all kinds of stuff. We didn't need a spirit box that night. We just had her. She had a really cool family moment that came through that really hit her hard. I mean, it was just really fascinating to walk through with a medium. This other time when we were walking around with the medium, we went down into the basement. And when you get down to the basement, there's a few jail cells around there, and, kind of explored in there a little bit. It wasn't crazy busy, active there, I guess. But we have to kind of snake through the basement to get to this one room. And as we got further in, it kept getting darker, I guess you would say. I didn't see anything, but both a medium and Natalie, my co-host, was there, and they both were, almost yelling at this spirit or thing that, you got to stay out here. You are not allowed in this room with us. So it was really weird. It was me, Jilly, another gal, and Natalie, and Jilly, me, and the other gal were in that room where the guy was chained to the floor, and Natalie was kind of standing in the doorway, kind of, nope, you can't come in here. Nope, you stay there. It was really bizarre, and they said it was just a really nasty spirit trying to get in and everything. So we did our thing in the room and everything. We didn't really get much action in there. So as we were leaving, we're all kind of hiding behind Natalie, this 5 foot nothing person. We're all kind of huddling behind her, and she kept saying, "Okay, back up, back up. Okay, now go, everybody, run." So we're running out of this room, and it was really bizarre. Nothing really happened in there, but it was just really bizarre. And the whole place is just really cool, just filled with all kinds of Civil War, World War I and II artifacts and everything.
Yeah. I love the Midwest. I'm such a weirdo. I'm like, I love the Midwest. And people are like, I want to go to the coast. And I'm like, I want to go to the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love it. A lot of my paranormal friends are there. And there's so many amazing haunted places in that area. It's like, what happened there? That's always my thought. Like, what happened in Kansas to make Kansas so haunted?
Yeah, Atchison, Kansas is just a mess.
There's something in that land.
And you wonder too, I mean, I know there's a whole lot of Civil War
Mhm.
battles around here, and up by the museum, there was still a bunch. So could it be something that residual energy from some of the battles, roaming around here?
Maybe.
It could very well be. But I mean, then when you have people donating these artifacts to a
Right.
museum,
True.
who knows what's attached to them? So
Yeah.
yeah, you have
Yeah.
that too.
I don't like antique stores. I don't go in them. And
Hmm.
I never liked going in them, but I didn't realize why until past 3 years, 4 years. I'm like, "Oh, I'm really sensitive. That's why I don't like going in 'em. They make me sick. I get, like, nauseous in there, so I just don't go." I don't know what it is. But yeah, haunted locations with a bunch of artifacts, I could see how that could be, like, almost like a melting pot
Yeah.
of Lord knows what kinda energy in there.
And, what's to say people weren't, I mean, Kathy always says, no Ouija boards, no
Right.
seances or anything. But what's to say people didn't sneak those upstairs and, open something that they couldn't close?
Right. 'Cause not
So, I
every
mean,
so I have one, but it's just 'cause it's purple and my room is
mhm.
purple. I won't touch it. It's in a
No.
box. I haven't opened it. If we were to go on an investigation and you busted out a Ouija board, there'd be an Ashley-sized hole in the wall. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Gone. No,
Yeah.
thank you."
Yeah. I completely agree with you on that one. So, yeah, I don't touch those things. Actually, when I was a little kid, we're going back, I think I might have been under 10, I believe.
Just a few weeks ago. It's
Just a
fine.
few weeks ago,
Yeah, just the other day.
I had a gray beard when I was 10. Uh,
What are they putting the chicken in back then?
we ate it raw. We ate raw chicken and played with metal toys. Everything was fine, and we ate dirt. The dirt was the breading on the chicken. My grandma was in a nursing home around here, and there was a Ouija board in the nursing home.
You know they weren't closing those sessions out.
Right, right. I'm like, aren't they close enough? Anyway, sorry. Um,
Damn.
but I remember as a kid, we were playing with it, and I didn't know what I was doing. And these stupid things, they're gear them towards kids. So I don't know why they
They're
would ever do
literally
that.
made for children.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing ever.
Here.
But, we did it. I don't remember what happened with it or anything, so that was many, many, many years ago, so well, look how it turned out.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
So I played with one when I was younger, 12, 13-ish, and it freaked me out. I never touched them again. But I had an interview with the owner operator of the Witchboard Museum in Salem, Massachusetts, and he made me
Oh.
feel a little bit better. But so, I mean, I was brave enough to spend $6 on the Five Below Ouija board just because it's purple and pink and it goes with my aesthetic. But it took probably 6 months to actually get it in the studio. I had it in a bag tied up, put on a shelf, and I was like, "Nope, nope." Then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna bring it in here, but I'm not gonna open it." So there it is. It's still in the box, never opened.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Cute.
yeah. It's a paranormal tool, if you will,
Yeah.
so, why not?
Well,
Doesn't
that's
mean you have to use it.
exactly. And that's kind of what I tell myself. When I interview psychic mediums and when I interview owners of museums, owners of haunted houses, and then paranormal investigators, and they're like, well, it really is the same thing. It's no different than an Estes session. It's no different than using dowsing rods. It's a form of communication. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense in my mind. So I'll buy one, but I just won't use it. I have certain forms of communication I'm comfortable with. That one's not it.
Yeah, and I've heard that argument too with EMFs and dowsing rods and all that stuff, and yeah, that is true. But it's something different about the Ouija board that just I don't know. It seems to just attract. You don't know what's coming through. I mean, it could say whatever name,
Right.
but you don't know if it's pretending to be that name and it's something
Yeah.
negative coming through. At least with a spirit box or something, you can hear the voice.
Right. I mean, I guess they could deceive if they're going to deceive through a Ouija board. I'm sure they're going to deceive through some kind of spirit box. But I understand what you're saying. It's almost like it's the energy behind it. Whereas the energy behind something else might not be like a negative connotation that already comes with it. Because Ouija boards just kind of have that reputation. They come with that reputation.
And plus, you're using your energy on the planchette or whatever it's called. So it's using your energy, so it's got that connection to you. Whereas a spirit box, you're not really touching that.
No,
So I mean,
true,
that's just
true.
my theory on it. I mean, I don't
And
know.
it
Who
makes
knows?
sense. Well, it's just like dowsing rods. They use your energy. When you're using dowsing
Hmm.
rods, or if you're a psychic medium and you're allowing them to channel through you, you're allowing them to use you to communicate.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is a little bit more personal once they start using your energy because
Hmm.
like I can't remember what I was watching, but I was watching somebody who does occult practices. And she was saying, because they're like, people always accuse people of moving the planchette. And she's like, oh no, one of you is moving the planchette. They are
Hmm.
using you as a
Hmm.
way to communicate. So somebody is moving it.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like I'll look at them and stuff, but I'm not ever touching those things. Yeah.
No,
And
no.
actually, we were at a location in Brumley, Missouri, which is just outside of Lake of the Ozarks, Osage
Okay.
Beach, Missouri, down there.
Yeah.
And it's called the haunted castle house. He
I want to
has
go there.
I don't know that he has it open to investigators anymore.
I don't think he does.
And honestly, we didn't get a whole lot of activity there. We had
Okay.
more activity outside. I mean, don't get me wrong, the guy's a super nice
He's
guy.
a doctor, isn't he?
Yep, he's a dentist, I think. But I mean, he's a super nice guy. I had him on my show when we went there. We met the guy. He gave us a tour,
Very
did
cool.
the whole investigation with us, him and his wife. They're excellent people. But they have they have the whole house that's haunted and stuff, and things happen there. I think I brought something home with me from there. But he has this room that they don't let people investigate,
Right.
and there's a super old several Ouija boards in there, an actual human skull in there, a lot of Civil War actual artifacts that are in there. Because I think right down behind that house there was a Civil War encampment down there, and he says at night you can go down in this valley and you could hear like soldiers and stuff. We
Really?
didn't hear that, but I mean it's a really cool place, and he said that he bought it for his paranormal lab or something like that.
Right, to
But
research.
yeah, and what he told us that he was doing down there when we walked through. excuse me, the grounds and everything, I mean, it's legit. I mean, he's digging up all kinds of stuff, shell casings, knives. He's got a lot of
Yeah.
Civil War stuff that he's digging up. So I mean, there's that. That's connected to the ground, to the Civil War stuff. So it is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was on my list of I wanted to do an episode on that house, but I just haven't yet. And because I started doing interviews, and then once the interview started, they haven't stopped, which I love. I love
Hmm.
because it's something new every week.
Hmm.
But that was definitely on my list of places to look into.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to look into, and it's a really good story.
Yeah.
And I could actually, if you want his name and number, I can give you his email address and stuff, and
Heck yeah, man.
you can reach out to him,
I'd love that.
have him on your show. And he's a great guy, Steve. I can't remember what his last name is, but he's a super nice
I
guy.
can see him in my head. I've seen videos with him in that, and he seems great.
Yeah, and I saw videos too like that, and that's kind of what made me reach out to him. And every time I've heard him, it's always the exact same story.
Yes.
So I mean, he's either got a really good memory and making all this stuff up, which I doubt, but he's spot on with everything.
That's very
So
cool.
and the cool thing with that was when we were doing the investigation that night, we got a few things pop up, and he was able to validate things. Like we got the initials EJ or Elijah, and I mean he told us there was a kid didn't live there, didn't die there, but there was a kid named Elijah whose family did die there, and he visited there a lot. So I mean there's that, and I think that kid followed me home. I think that's what maybe followed me home, because someone said there was a spirit of a kid here, and I had things kind of be moving around in the house, which was
Still,
it's really
or
bizarre.
or
No,
has
it
he
was
left
it
it?
just he left.
Okay.
He yeah. So
But say, "Dear Elijah, you cannot come here. Thank you. I am maxed out with spirits. I have plenty. Thank you."
yeah, I don't know that we have many here. I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of activity except that story that I sent you that my wife encountered.
I have not read it yet because I like to read them
Okay,
when I
then I
record
won't
them, so I haven't read them yet.
I won't tell you about that then.
Don't tell me yet. It's a secret.
It's cool. It's cool.
I'm excited.
You're gonna want to tune into that episode.
Tune into that episode, damn it. Don't make me come over there.
I would
Well,
watch it if I were you guys.
they need to. They need to watch all of them. All of mine and then all of yours and then all of everybody else's that we follow.
And that's the really, I don't want to say unfortunate thing, but as we're going into this further and further, we're meeting all these people
Yes.
and all these awesome shows. Even if I didn't work and had time to watch everything, I don't know that I would be able to watch
You can't.
everything. Yeah. So, the best thing that I would recommend you, the viewer, to do, and this is a PSA to you, the viewer,
To you. You see me pointing at you.
subscribe to all these awesome channels, and you'll get notifications that pop up, and they're great shows like this one. It's a
This
great
one.
show. Just subscribe to it, and
Two
you'll
great
you'll
shows
yeah.
right
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Paranormal Paul and me.
Yeah.
Just do it. You know you want to. It's funny. I love it. Oh my goodness. So, does your wife, does she do this with you?
No,
Or is she
I
like, no, keep it away?
she's into it.
Right.
She likes hearing this stuff. She was watching it. I don't know if she still watches it or not. She always just said, "Well, how's your show?" Sometimes she watches it.
My husband doesn't watch.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had her on because of that experience that I sent you.
Okay, don't tell me.
And I've invited her to go on investigations, and she keeps saying she's diabetic,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm very protective over her, and if I know the signs, if she
Good
has
for
low
you.
blood sugar, she's got a pump, we hear the beeps and stuff, and
Yeah.
she's just worried that I'm going to be spending too much time taking care of her than investigating and stuff. I'm like, well, that's true, but if you want to come, it'll be fun.
Well, I will say, I have watched several investigators that have diabetes, and when they're in an extremely haunted location, it affects their sugar and their meter.
Really?
Yes, I have seen it. Like Colin from the Paranormal Files is type 1 diabetic,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll be in different locations, and his monitor will start going crazy.
Really?
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then when I was at the Crescent not too long ago, somebody there, his diabetic meter was going off in his pocket no matter, and he's like, I've had a snack. I don't know. It just keeps going off.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. And I really want to go to the Crescent Hotel.
You need to. You've never been?
Nope.
You
And actually, what was
not that
kind of
far.
funny, before I met you and invited you on my show,
Go
'cause
watch
I
that.
think,
His show is awesome.
thank you. As is this one. Some friends of ours were talking about going down to the Crescent Hotel. So it was brought up like a week or so before I met you, and right when I reached out to you, that was when you were going to the
Yeah.
Crescent Hotel.
Yeah.
You were stuck there. And I'm like, okay, this is a sign that I need to go to the Crescent Hotel sometime.
Yes, you do. It is
Yeah.
my favorite. I've been to a lot of different haunted locations. The Crescent's my favorite. I don't know.
Really?
I have a pull there for whatever reason. I don't know why. I feel
You
very
have a
connected to it.
poll?
A pull, like it
Oh, a
pulls
poll.
me
Okay.
there. Yeah.
I was gonna say, what kind of investigation do you do?
Well, there's different techniques that gets the spirit going. I travel with my own
Get a
pole.
poll for investigations.
Could you imagine? Good Lord.
Well, I mean, it depends on the location, really. But
True. You go
yeah,
into a prison with a pole, you might have some good
you'll
luck in
yeah,
there.
yeah. But if you go to an old brothel, you never know what'll happen.
Have you been to a brothel? I mean, an old one, not a current one. I don't need to know your business.
I will not answer this on camera.
I plead the
Um,
fifth.
no,
Never.
no, I have not been to a haunted brothel to answer your question. This conversation. Look at how red I am.
Didn't mean a current active one. I'm so sorry. Well, how about a haunted prison?
I haven't been, that's another thing that I should be kind of mad at you, but I didn't know you before this.
How you
Well,
mad at me?
well, you went to the Crescent Hotel, and that I wanted to go there. But you also went to the Missouri State Penitentiary,
Yeah,
and I've always wanted to go there. I'm in the damn state, and I have not been there yet.
that sounds like a you problem.
I
Not
know
mad
it
at me.
is. Well, it's not my fault. It's other people's fault. No kidding. No, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
need to get there.
I love Missouri, but I don't have any kind of spatial recognition for Missouri. So I don't know where Jefferson City is in comparison to like where Kansas City is. You know what I mean? I just know they're 2
So
hours apart.
yeah, so Jefferson City and Columbia are pretty much in the middle of the state.
Okay.
And St. Louis, I'm in St. Louis, and Kansas City are pretty much equal distance from Jefferson City.
Like east and west?
On east and west, yeah.
Okay.
We're on the east, the KC's on the west.
Okay. Yep.
And it's all the same highway that goes that way. All down Highway 70.
So why haven't you been?
I don't know. I was supposed to go one time, and
It's
I
probably
don't I
just 2 hours away, which I hear with Midwestern people, that's nothing.
yeah, that's true. I mean, my wife could make it in an hour,
Your
but
wife sounds amazing, by the way.
she is. Why haven't I gone there?
Yes.
I was supposed to go there. I was with a group that I guess ran tours out of there, and I was going to help them one weekend. And this has happened to me like more than twice, that something has happened. Somebody has either died that I couldn't go to a
Yeah.
location, or something's come up that I couldn't go. So that's I don't believe in coincidences,
I
but
don't either.
that seemed awfully odd.
So when I was supposed to go to Penhurst, that happened. And when I say everything was telling me not to go, when I went to go get my real ID the day before I flew out, because you could use your passport if you hadn't had a real ID. But I was like, I have time. Like, this is what I do. So I have time. I can go to the DMV. All the cameras in the DMV were down.
Really?
Okay. That was just a start. The next day, I get to the airport. My flight's supposed to leave at 8:30 to go to Pennsylvania. Direct flight, an hour-long flight, not far. I'm sitting. There's nothing. I'm like, did I miss my flight? Did I miss the call? Like they didn't text or anything. And then I sit there and we find out later that the plane that was coming from Pennsylvania was stuck on the wrong runway because the toilet broke. So then they had to take the plane back and unload the people and put them on another plane. And then as they were taxiing out to leave, a huge storm moved through and they shut down the airport. They grounded all flights. So then once they finally did make it out of there and they made it to where I am, the toilet broke again on the plane. So at this point, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I've been there since like 6:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
Get on the plane. We taxi out. Air traffic control in Pennsylvania has shut down and they've grounded all flights. No flights in, no flights out because some kind of lightning storm knocked out air traffic control in
Oh
Pennsylvania.
my God.
Then they keep us on the plane and the toilet breaks again. And by 6 p.m., they've canceled that flight. And I was like, I guess I'm not supposed to be in Penhurst today.
Wow.
Yep. Something was
3 broken
weird.
toilets later.
3 broken toilets, 2 storms, and a lot of frustration. I got drunk that night. I went and got wine drunk.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you can't do the investigation, might as well.
Well, it's for
Yeah.
their Paracon.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah, I
That
was really
stinks.
excited. I was hoping to meet a bunch of people. I had a bunch of people that I was supposed to meet. And so, but again, like you, I don't believe in coincidences, and I believe the universe stops you when you need to be stopped for whatever reason, and you might not understand it, but oh well.
So a couple weeks ago, I was at work, and I work at a catering company, meat shop / catering company, and I was supposed to go deliver something, and for some reason I kept stalling, and
Right.
I didn't leave right away.
Right.
And this one lady, it was about 12:30. She works like 12:30 to 6, so she had just gotten in the parking lot. She parked in there, and I'm watching her. She's kind of standing by her driver's side door, and I'm like, Joanne, you might want to just get in here. Come in here. And she walks up the parking lot. She clocks in. She comes in the office, and we're talking. And I went out in the store to get all the stuff for my delivery, and somebody says that there was a huge accident out front of the store. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So, I'm kind of wondering that if something was holding me from going, so I would have been in a company van, but I probably would have gotten hurt or something.
Right.
But the weird thing was, a van, Amazon delivery van, clipped another car, jumped the curb, smashed into Joanne's car right where she was standing,
Yep.
and moved it and hit 2 other cars next
See,
door.
that's what I was going to say. Initially, I was going to say you saved her life that day, which you probably did. Paul, you're a hero. Really. Get this man a cape.
Okay, a raise would be nice, but I'll take a cape.
I mean, a raise, but if you can't get a raise, a cape works.
But it was just weird that I'm sitting there thinking, like, she might not want to be standing there, and I don't know what made me think that. And
Yeah.
then that happened, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, this is weird.
You saved her life, or your life, or both.
Yeah, but or if I would have, so I'm thinking of another way. If I were pulling out at that time, would the car that was crossing in front of the van, would that have not have turned, and then the van just would have kept going, and none of this would have happened? Or what? So, I mean, I will never know, but
I like the hero version better.
yeah, so do I.
Just stop overthinking it.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
But,
You
yeah.
saved her life.
Yeah,
You're welcome, Joanne.
she's annoying, but yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah, so I love the prison. I actually just did an interview with Jenny. She's amazing.
That would be when is it aired, or has it aired yet?
It has not aired. I just recorded Saturday, so she'll be out probably second or third week of March.
That would be an awesome interview. I'm sure that she has a ton of information that, I guess before it was closed. So, yeah.
She is so knowledgeable about the prison, and she's so passionate, and that's what makes her so amazing. I think I'm
Tune
going to
in.
make some shirts for her. Jenny on the block, on the cell block.
Jenny on C Block.
Ooh, I like that one too.
There you go. There you go. You can have that. I won't even charge you for it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
My gift to you.
I was going to say, I'm not getting rich over here, okay?
Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of people do this stuff trying to get rich and stuff, and
Don't do it.
no.
You lose money.
You'll get yeah. You'll get rich in other ways, rich with awesome friends and great conversation and stuff. So
Exactly.
that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I always tell people, I don't do this because I'm trying to make money. I do it because, one, I feel like this is my purpose for whatever reason, but it brings me a level of happiness that I never got in my career when I worked for the court or my career for the government. I almost have 20 years total together with state and federal. And this is to know that this is what I get to do and I choose to do it. And it's taken me all over America and hopefully the world one day. It is amazing. The experience is priceless.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if somebody wants to pay us to do this, that would be great too. I mean,
Not saying I won't take, I take check and cash and or whatever.
a little bit here and there. We don't have to be, private jets or
No, that'd be
Lamborghinis.
nice. If you want to, or if you just want to, pay for our admission or flight or
Yeah.
nothing. I don't know.
Just pay to get us to these locations and get us into these locations. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask. We'll do the rest.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great deal to me.
Me too.
What? I think they're going to be knocking down our door. Just wait. You just wait until like the 4th week of March when this comes out. You better be ready, Paul. They're coming for us.
All right. I'll leave my door unlocked.
I won't. I won't. Unless you have check in hand, I'm not letting you in my house. I
There you go.
literally will close my garage and hide in my house.
See, I'm an only child, so I don't have to worry about that, and my parents are gone,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but I don't have to worry about that.
Well, just knock it down a peg.
Sorry.
My parents are gone and I'm an only child. Nothing to ever worry about.
I'm
Nobody
basically
or
an orphan if somebody wants to adopt me. Some rich family wants to.
not just any family.
Yeah, not just any. I'm picky. If you, I
have
need to see the
standards.
pocketbook first. I need to see your books first.
He needs to see the bank account. That's horrible. That's
It is.
horrible.
I don't know. I don't want to be adopted.
How did we get here?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't want to be adopted. Think of all the interviews I've had. That might be my favorite line. I don't want to be adopted. Because with zero context,
So I can just see me going downstairs. Like, what are you guys talking about being adopted?
I'm an orphan.
I'm an orphan, honey.
She rubbed in my face, unknowing that I'm an adorf. I'm an
I'm a
adorphin.
dorphin.
Oh my God. See, I told Daniel, I was like, when I was on his show, we had so much fun.
Yeah. Some of the best conversations always leave the train tracks. They
Oh.
go nowhere where they're supposed to go.
Hell, my bad conversations, they leave the train tracks too sometimes. I just start
That's
talking in
true.
circles.
Yeah. But that's what makes this fun.
That's what I do. I like the scripted shows, like I like with that, but I like. So anyway, okay. Speaking of dialogue, let's see. Oh, as my hand broke, I'm getting old.
What did you? Oh, you're not even close to being old.
No, but like, I'm serious. I mentioned it on yours. My mom told me the moment you hit 40, it's like the warranty on the car is gone and everything starts breaking.
Well, once you hit 50, it gets worse.
Well, I don't want to be adopted. I'm an orphan. And when you turn 50, you're dead.
You're not dead. You just can't do things you used to do when you were in your early 40s.
Like what? Like sleep without getting whiplash? That's
So
30s behavior.
I don't know if I told you this when you were on my show, but I was sick. The first of the year, I was really sick, and I was laying in the spare bedroom so I wouldn't get anybody else sick.
Right.
And the dog came up and was snuggling with me.
You didn't care about getting the dog sick?
No, she was fine. She got me sick. I mean, no, never mind. I was laying on her. I had my head on the pillow, kind of on her. So I'm kind of at a wonky position with my head, and I sneezed, and I had a stiff neck for at least 2 weeks.
It's like you got rear-ended.
Yeah. This is what you have to look forward to.
Well,
I'm sorry to.
oh no, I get it. Because like if I go to bed after midnight and have to wake up at like 6 a.m., I'm like hungover without having an ounce of
Yeah.
alcohol. All of a sudden I'm hungover. What happened?
There's a 4 in front of the second number, and then there's a 5 in front of the second number, and
And if
Yeah.
we're lucky, then a 6.
yeah, no kidding.
We might be falling apart by the time we get there.
Yeah.
But it'd be great.
Yeah, fantastic. People are tuning into this like I thought this was a paranormal show.
No, mine goes everywhere. Especially when I talk to other podcasters. So when I talk to investigators, and they're just story after story, equipment, you know what I mean. But when you talk to other podcasters, we talk about this to like so many people all the time. And then it's like all of a sudden we're talking about family. And then, I mean, whenever I talk to other podcasters, this is what happens. Because it's almost like talking just to a friend.
It's like a therapy session.
Yeah.
Look, I never get to say what I want to say.
I don't want to be adopted.
I don't want to be adopted.
I got a poll.
Have a poll, we'll investigate.
You
We're
got
coming
my
up with all
mind.
kinds of t-shirt ideas.
Oh my God, my mind. I'm like, where am I? What are we talking about? Serious question. Did you ever go back and watch your doll? I can't see the creepy doll.
No, I did go back. This blonde doll I have back here. I mean, don't they look like black-eyed kids?
Yes, they do. And that's why they make me a little nervous.
Yeah, and they're positioned them so they're staring at the camera.
You did great. Good job.
So we like these guys over here. Those are part of my Halloween decoration as well.
They're not real, though, I'm guessing.
No, they're not real. Those are not real kids, but they're part of our Halloween decorations, and we usually go all out for Halloween and stuff. And we have a puking radioactive skeleton and all kinds of stuff. So if you're ever in the St. Louis area, any of you out there in podcast land, if you're out there in the St. Louis area, come on by. Let me know. I'll show you my house.
The door's unlocked, I hear.
The door, yeah, apparently the door's going to be unlocked, and if you there's a $10,000 minimum to come in. No, anyway. Where were we going? Oh, the doll here. When Ashley was on, somebody in chat, actually more than 2 people in chat,
Mhm.
and my co-host Natalie said that they saw her head move. I went back and I looked at it, and I kind of maybe saw it, but I couldn't tell if it moved or not. And somebody else was looking at it and they didn't see it move. Did you see it move?
No. But then again, I was possessed halfway through.
But I don't know if it moved or not. I've since saged the house. That's hard to say.
Yeah, that's okay.
Since saged the house.
We're gonna
So
put you back
yeah.
over here because she creeps me out a little.
That guy over my left shoulder doesn't creep you out?
Nope, he's fine. It's the black-eyed kids. God, the idea of black-eyed kids, come on. Hold on. Here.
Oh no. That's what I do.
I know, that's why it's funny. You taught me bad habits.
Did.
You did.
Sorry.
What happens? You're the one my mom warned me about that I should not hang out with in school. Bad influence. Finally
Sorry.
found them.
Yeah.
My mom, I got my nose pierced and she texts me. She's like, "Are you going to pierce your entire face now?" And I'm like, this little dainty diamond here. If you have your whole face pierced, more power to you. But no, I am not. I'm covered in tattoos, and I was like, no, but I might get tattoos, but don't worry, they're not on my face.
See, I waited till I was an orphan to get tattooed.
Okay, well, geez, how do you get this back on track? We are off the track. There is no track anymore.
I do have a story that could tie this back into the paranormal.
Okay.
So we were doing an investigation down in Arcadia, Missouri, a place ironically called Arcadia Academy. And it was on somebody else's show because we do live investigations there's like a group of like 5 of us that were doing shows together and stuff. And we were doing a live Saturday night show on his channel. And one of the gals that was with us, she broke out a God's helmet.
What?
A God's helmet.
What is that?
It looks like a Power Ranger hat type
Yeah?
thing, but it has lights and electrodes that kind of
Like from Back to
stimulate.
the Future?
No,
No.
it it kind of puts you in a more relaxed state.
I need one of those.
Yeah, be careful with that though. I mean, you would probably be okay with it, but I mean, anyway. So she had her God's helmet on, and I'm sitting in front of her with my camera recording this so it can go on YouTube. So the room that we were in, she was in a couch up against a wall. On my left, there was another wall, but on my right, there was like 3 steps that went down to a little landing area, and then there was a room off to that. From that room that was like a laundry room. And keep in mind, this was a Civil War hospital back during the Civil War. And so there was room and stuff. Go ahead, you can laugh. It's fine. There was room.
Civil War hospital that was open during the Civil War.
Ironic, isn't it? And we were like in the back of the room. So the entrance to the room that we were in was behind me. So she's sitting there looking at me, and she kept saying, "There's somebody standing down here just kind of watching us, not really doing anything negative or anything weird, but he was just watching us." Because, I mean, these are Civil War spirits, so they don't know what technology is.
I was going to say, was it a spirit or was it just like the guy from like around the corner? So it was a spirit.
Yeah, it was a spirit. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a spirit. Because I looked over there and like, there ain't nothing there, lady. And then she said that there was people coming in and out of this other room. Again, spirits. And then she kept saying that there were spirits behind me. Well, actually, no. At first she was saying that they were running like behind me into different rooms, like nurses or doctors would.
Almost like residual energy, like they were still working.
Right. And then at one point she said, I'm sitting there, recording with my camera like this. And she said, there's 2 people standing behind you, kind of just look, what is that? What is that equipment that they're using? What are they doing over there? And I'm like, oh, okay. So we finished that. Nothing really major happens. And the host of the show, his name is Rob. We call him BMR. He said, "Hey, Paul, why don't you put the God's helmet on next?" Because I was kind of thinking about doing it, but I didn't want to be the one person who puts the God's helmet on. Like, I don't see anything. I just see the lights. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And then he had this guy that was in chat who kept kind of telling him, he's a remote viewer, and he kept telling him, go to this location, go to this location. So he ended up bringing him up on the show, and he kept telling us, and this guy is amazing. I don't know if you've dealt with remote viewers much, but he had never been to this place, and he was telling us, okay, you need to go in this room. It has a long table in it. It's I think priest used to be in there or something like that. This is his words, and it has a white awning over the door. You need to go down to that room there in that building, and that's where you guys should do Paul's God's helmet thing. Okay, how do you know what's going on?
Remote viewing is amazing.
Yeah, and I walked out, I'm like, "No, there's a white awning and everything," and I think he even said there was a white pickup truck around there, like, there was a white pickup truck there. So, we get in, and the room off to the right had a long table in it. So, he was all right and everything, and, that pretty much kinda cemented it to me that this guy's freaking legit, and, I listened to this guy pretty much. So, we get in there, and so in the room, it's like a 8 to 10 foot long table, something like that, and there's on each side of the room, there's two probably 8-foot tall doors, and then it has the windows above the doors on both sides. And I was sitting at the head of the table, and there was two gals. One was filming me, and the other one was just kind of standing behind her. Real people. So right before I put the helmet on, Brian said, "Paul, take a deep breath. You're about to have an amazing experience." And that's all he said. I'm like, okay. So I put the helmet on, and at first, all I could see was, the white static on TV when the signal goes out. That's all I saw at first. Okay, this is really weird. I'm trying to kind of relax. And then I never saw anything, but I could feel something
Right.
was around me. So I'm like, I kind of had my eyes closed, but I could still see the snow or whatever. And like, there's somebody in front of me. And he said, yeah, there's like an older gentleman there, kind of like a grandparent figure or something like that, smiling really big.
I was
And I'm
going to
like,
say grandfather.
yeah, that was him. It was my mom's mom. My mom's dad was there, and he described it, and that was my grandpa. And I'm like, okay, this is neat. And then I said, well, now I feel something behind me. And I kind of felt something touch me on the shoulder. And he said, yeah, that's your dad. Because he had done this before. I'm like, okay, so I got my family here. So then I kind of was really trying to keep it together, but I'm still trying to focus on what I'm seeing or not seeing. And the white fog or whatever kept getting lighter and darker.
Mhm.
It was never the same. It kind of just kept going in and out. And I couldn't really see anything, but I knew there was two actual people just to my right and stuff. I knew they were there, and I knew my dad was there. I could feel him, and I could sense my grandpa back there. And then Brian said that, yeah, you have a lot of family members in that room. They're keeping everything out. They're protecting you. And every time I go on one of these investigations, I always say, Grandma, Grandpa, Mom, Dad, I know you're with me. You guys got to keep me safe. Don't let anything nasty get a hold of me or anything. So I always do that. And I always take my dad's rosary with me that he left me. This goes on for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking out over the door to my right. And up in that window, probably about 10 feet high, I see a gray alien head. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing. That's the only thing that I saw. I felt my grandpa, I felt my dad, and Brian said that I had family members there, protecting, keeping things out. But I still saw that gray alien head. And, it's at first I'm thinking, okay, it's just the weird TV snow
Right.
making weird things. No. I mean, the black almond shaped eyes, saw that clear as day.
Like the stereotypical kind of
Yeah. Yeah. The exact face structure of it. I just saw the face. I didn't see the body or anything, but it was 10 feet, 10 feet up in the air.
he's like, "What you doing?"
Yeah. And it was the weirdest thing. But, I got that sense of just security,
Mhm.
I didn't feel anything was going to get me,
Yeah.
that they were there protecting me.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it was really, really a really cool moment. And I've thought about, do I try it again? Do I wear the God's helmet again and see if I can actually see something, or do I just leave it at that and
No,
kind of like go out on a high? Because I don't want anything negative to happen. Because I've heard stories about people using that, and they just things are just coming at you and just negative. And
Oof.
like, I think I'm good.
See, I've never
Just
heard of it. I'm gonna have to
yeah.
just look it up just to see. I'm a visual person, so just
Mhm.
kinda, like, look at it and see if I've ever, like, seen anything like it, but I don't think I've heard of that before.
Yeah, it's she. Terry Mosby was the one that had the helmet, and she said somebody, I can't remember the person's name who made it for her. There's only like a few in circulation, but I know you can buy some. I mean, other people make them, I guess, but you can buy them on, I guess, some paranormal sites. Maybe, I'm not sure,
Okay.
but I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah.
But my co-host Natalie had used one. I think she was in the LBL, Land Between the Lakes, when she used it, and she had a really, really weird experience.
She's really sensitive though. Like
Yeah,
she's like intuitive.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I found that out when we were at Ray County Museum, when she was keeping all the negative energy away from us.
I
I
liked
didn't. I
her.
had I had no idea about that.
Yeah. I
But
like her. She's
she's
great.
fun. She's fun. But yeah, she had a really different experience than what
Mhm.
I had. Um, but it's yeah, it's, I guess it differs from person to person. But yeah, as neat and as awesome as that experience was for me, I don't know that I want to try it again.
You know, it makes me wonder. I wonder if you, and you can tell me yes or no, but the feeling that I get is like you wondered for a long time if your grandparents and your parents were with you after they passed, and you, it's like you would feel them or you would get signs from them. And it was like you, but you were like, is this all in my head? Am I making this up? Am I imagining this? And so that was almost like your focus. So when you went under, they were presenting like, yes, we are here. Everything you see, everything you feel, that's us.
Hmm.
Almost like confirmation for you.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's probably that's what it was. I always, say the prayers, and I ask them before I go on any investigation that, keep me
Mhm.
safe. So I know, and we were such a tight knit family too, that, there's no, everybody got along real well. No, there's really no drama in our families and stuff. And there was just a ton of love there too. So I mean,
Yeah.
I was grandma's boy and stuff. So
You were the only
I
child.
was an only child.
You're
Yeah,
the only one now you're orphan and don't want to be adopted unless you have 7 figures
that's
behind
right.
that first
That's right.
first number.
It has to be a crooked number. But no, yeah, I even when they were alive, I know that, well, they were older, but not, they wouldn't let anything hurt me when I was a little kid and stuff. And now that they pass on, I know that they're watching over me, and I know mom and dad are here too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, my grandparents are always with me. I was upset one night and I was crying. My husband had upset me.
no, come on, we don't do that stuff.
No, but I was upset and we were talking and we just, when marriage and kids, life is hard some days. And so I was having a moment and I don't cry a lot, but I was crying. I do cry a lot, but I don't cry. Like I cry because when I'm connecting to people, I can feel their emotion. And sometimes I cry because they cry. You know what I mean? Or, just when you start feeling a lot, then you start feeling a lot. But when it comes to like relationship stuff, I usually just don't cry. And so I started crying, and then the chains on my fan in our bedroom swung all of a sudden, hit each other. Like somebody walked by and smacked them.
Wow,
And my husband goes, I have a feeling that's your grandfather. I was like, yep, he doesn't like it when I'm upset.
wow.
Hmm.
See, now that's cool, I think.
It was very cool. My
Yeah.
husband, he was like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And so
Hmm.
I've seen crazy things. I've had candles thrown at me. Like I've seen weird things, but to me, they're normal. But my husband, he's only seen lights coming on and off and stuff, or he's seen like the flashlight come on, or he'll see like the cat ball come on, but he's never seen something go from still to swinging so hard they're slapping each other. And then I'm like, can you make them stop? And they go,
That is cool. Now,
"Whoop."
your husband, is he a skeptic?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
was he was really skeptical when we bought the haunted house, like, to the point we were fighting really bad because it was affecting me in not a great way in the beginning, and so but he wasn't experiencing that, and so he was like he's very scientific brained. Anytime the light would come on, "It's a bug," or "It's wiring, it's electrical," and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, the candle, he goes, oh, it was just where you were walking by. You shook it off the shelf. I'm like, we've lived here over a year and that candle hasn't moved. So, like, yeah, but now that he's experienced stuff and we have some weird stuff happen here, it's me, it's where I go because I'm a beacon. And so energy and things just kind of happen around me. And because of that, he's become more open minded and he's more of a believer now, but he's still my logical, my level brained.
So let me run this past you, because I think, well, I'll explain it first. Saturday night into Sunday, I was sleeping, But I kept waking up. And I looked at my watch, and it was around 2:30, 3 o'clock and stuff. And I kept waking up, and I had trouble going back to sleep after that. So I kept waking up, and I finally went back to sleep after a few hours of trying. So I get up about 6, 7 o'clock. You know, when you're over 50, you can't sleep in anymore.
Nope, you can't.
So I get up, and I think I went down to work out, and then I had to go get some wings for our Super Bowl party and whatever else we had. So I'm driving to the store, and I get a phone call from my cousin. We never call, we always text. Oh, I'm like, okay, something's wrong. What's going on? Her husband died at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I've had my parents come to me in a dream, and my best friend's mom died in December. And like a week or so after she died, she came to me in a dream and just, smiling and happy and everything. And I'm like, I think her message was that she had Parkinson's disease for 25 years, and towards the end it was really bad. And I think her coming to me was to tell her daughter that, everything's fine. She's in a happy place now. She's not hurting anymore. I mean, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that makes complete sense. So when my daughter's friend died this summer, my daughter, like my birth daughter, is very skeptical and very closed off. And she's very she's trying to be super religious. Like she was baptized last summer. Like she's really like super focused on her religion right now. And so when it comes to spiritual stuff, she's kind of like really opposed to it, which is weird. But she's also my biggest supporter, which is also weird, but whatever she wants to do. But my youngest daughter is more spiritual than she is religious, and she is very sensitive, and she is an empath, and she's like me, even though she's not my birth daughter, which is crazy. Well, after their friend died, she came to my youngest, even though my middle, it was her best friend, she went to the youngest to show her she was okay. And I've felt her and I've communicated with her, but it took a long time before she presented herself to my middle because my middle was so closed off to it and was so
Really?
numb from all the emotion. So she went to the next person that could let her know. So it could have been maybe the friend was so maybe closed off, maybe not spiritually awakened enough to know that if she came in a dream, it was like a visitation because to me, that's what those are. And so she knew that you were because they always know we put off this light. I don't know what it is. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
put it off. It
Yeah.
attracts spirit and crazies, you know. So it's true.
Yeah, it is.
And so she knew that you would understand it. Now, did you tell your friend? See, there you go. How is she doing?
She wasn't doing good, and then I think once I told her, things got a little bit easier for her.
Got
Yeah.
some peace from it.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
See?
that's all that I think she wanted me to tell her.
Yep. You just brought her a little bit of peace. Her mama probably knew she wasn't doing great.
Mhm.
Mamas
Yeah.
have that way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And, I'm more than happy to be a messenger too for these spirits to, come to me in a dream and stuff, and
I think you're more sensitive than you realize.
I think so too. And I really think, and I've been told this, that the more I've done this and the more I've talked about it, I'm opening up more, and I feel like things are, I could sense things more around me.
Yes, you're more aware. You're more open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe everybody's sensitive in some way, shape, or form. But if you're not open to it, I mean, you're just not going to feel it.
Right. Right.
You'll just explain it away. I mean, hell, I'm really open and I still explain things away.
Yeah. That's what we're supposed to be doing on these investigations, that,
Absolutely.
something moves on a wall or something's thrown at you. Okay. Was it, you try to debunk it.
You
Is
should
it,
try to debunk it. That's
yeah.
right.
And if all else fails, then okay, well then,
All right. I can't
yeah,
explain it. And
exactly.
paranormal, the definition is unexplainable, something you
Yeah.
cannot explain.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, before we wrap up, I just feel like we've laughed a lot.
We're not going to cry now, are we?
No, don't make me cry.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
bring my grandfather in here. He will come in here and knock something over. My little house guy, my spirit, he died in the room next to me.
Hmm.
He likes to hang out right in here and he'll just like listen. He likes to listen when I talk, or I'd keep him up. That's one reason I had to hardwire my stuff because sometimes it's like I was keeping them awake and they would interfere. It was not fun.
I thought that's what was happening to me at first, whenever, like, in the middle of a show like this, internet would go down like it did,
Yeah.
but it's just crappy internet.
Yeah. I mean, it could be explained away, or it could just be them saying, "Don't talk about that." Just kinda like when you were talking about getting scratched, the whole camera froze.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. And shoot, I was gonna say something and I completely lost it.
I love it. I understand that so much.
I have these Post-it notes and this notebook
They look blank.
that they look blank. Yeah, I don't write my thoughts down
You have
because
ADHD too?
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. See? We good.
Yeah.
I love a notebook. I won't write in it, but
No,
I like them.
I color in it a lot though. I
Doodle. Yeah.
doodle. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Me
It was
too.
gonna be it was gonna be such a neat thing too that I was gonna say. It probably wasn't. Who am I kidding? I'm kidding myself.
I'm adopted. No, I'm an orphan.
I'm an orphan. I don't want to be adopted. I know I want to be adopted. See, I need to write these things down.
Do you have any other stories before?
Well, the one I sent you from my wife,
It's a
that's an
secret.
interesting one. I know, I'm just saying it's an interesting one. That ties into that, and I can't say that without saying I'm just making it up now.
Okay. You didn't have to tell me. I wouldn't have known.
No, I don't. I mean, I have other experiences, but nothing really crazy. I couldn't tell if you froze or if you.
Nope. I'm processing. I'm just thinking. I'm like, okay. I was trying to think of like a profound question for you, like just like a closer, and my brain's not working. See, I don't usually record late because this is what happens. I'm like, because it's going on 10 o'clock here.
God,
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Where you at?
East Coast.
Isn't it going on 9 o'clock?
No, I'm about to be 9 o'clock. Yeah. I don't know. What time is it?
It's 7:56 here.
Okay. I was giving myself an hour for
Yeah.
me.
So we have another hour to go. Let's go. What else do we want to talk about?
I can do math really well. I know time zone.
That was just so random. I can do math really well.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, you're about to be 9 o'clock. So that means I'm going to be 10 o'clock, but you're not because you are about,
38.
oh my God, I'm tired.
So on my Wednesday shows at 8:30, and every Wednesday after
God.
dinner,
In the
I'm
morning
always
or at
thinking
night?
at night. I'm always thinking, why the hell did I do this?
Hmm.
And last night I was this close. I was sitting on the couch. I was snuggling with the dog, and I almost fell asleep. And it was about 7:45. I'm like, oh
No.
shit, I better get up. I gotta get up.
Well, just
So,
curious, how many viewers do you usually get for your shows, your live? Because I don't do anything live.
so it depends on the topic. I found out that talking Bigfoot or cryptids brings asses in the seats. I on shows like that, I can average about 40 to 50 in chat
Hmm.
during the show. And then if we talk paranormal, UFO or something like that, maybe 30 to 40. But after the show airs, I still usually get over 200, 250 views
That's
as it
good.
goes along. And the weird thing, last night we did a show on my guest had to cancel because he had a heart attack the weekend before. I mean,
Jesus.
the nerve of the guy, I know, right?
God, the audacity.
Jerk.
It's on sale
I'm
somewhere.
gonna blacklist this guy. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I
Well, soon.
really have. I'm fine. He's fine. He's alive. I'm very happy that he's
I
fine.
was like,
I
I'm
was.
good.
I'm fine. My heart's good.
I didn't have a heart attack.
No, I'm glad that he's okay. Get me out of this hole. That's what she said. Um, I'm not mad that he postponed. I'm glad everything is fine. What was I talking about? So I texted my co-host like, okay, this guy canceled. I was just going to do a live call-in show. So she said, instead of a call-in show, why don't we do the Curse of Led Zeppelin? I'm like, okay, I like Led Zeppelin. That'll be fun. So we did it and everything. And actually, the weird thing is, I started reading online about Led Zeppelin, the Curse of Led Zeppelin, and I always have Pandora on at work. And the first song that comes on as I'm doing this was Stairway to Heaven. So like,
Wow.
okay, this is weird.
That's your
So I mean,
confirmation.
yeah, and actually we had my Wednesday night shows don't usually do as good as the Tuesday night ones. I've had more views on that show than I've had in a long time. So
Wow.
I'm
Well,
like, well,
good.
that's cool. So yeah.
That is very cool.
Long story short, about 250.
Okay. I don't know. I was wondering if it's something that I need to look into, but I like my pre-recorded for multiple reasons.
Yeah, yeah. I've done both. And I'm gonna pre-record somebody, I think in a couple weeks. They are nice. I do like not having to worry about people in chat
Yeah.
and trolls coming in and everything. I don't really get any trolls. I have an amazing chat. I have amazing moderators and stuff, and I love interacting with them. And that's probably the reason why I like doing the live shows. Just talking to somebody is just fun. Recorded, live, whatever. But it's either way is fun. This way you get to edit things out, and it's a little bit more work. But it's where am I going with this? See, I tend to talk like this when I'm tired.
I know, I'm tired. Well, Paul, tell everybody where they can find you.
After this show, not on YouTube anymore.
Running away.
Yeah. No, on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, I do live on Paranormal Among Us. All the shows live there forever on Paranormal Among Us. I think you can just search either Paranormal Paul or Paul's Paranormal on there. And then I've always wanted to, when I was in high school, like last week, I've always wanted to do like a morning radio show.
Right.
So last week I started a morning podcast called The Morning Mix on Fridays. So, and we talk about, sports, news, weather, whatever. It's just me and just like a few people in chat. So I got that on Friday mornings at 7. So Tuesdays I'm at 6:30 to 8. Wednesdays I'm 8:30 to 10.
Central, everybody.
Central. And I don't know why, because I'm usually falling asleep by 9 o'clock, which is an hour from now.
Did you see my eyes look at the clock? Like,
yeah, that's what I said.
Thank you. Ashley cannot tell time tonight for some reason. I am tired. I did clean the house today, so I overexerted myself, I guess. Guys, go follow Paranormal Paul. I'll have everything linked in the show notes. And while you're there, make sure you are subscribing. Makes a big difference. And watch the videos all the way through. If you watch for 30 seconds, YouTube's going to be like, oh, nobody likes this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just going to not push us anymore. Womp womp. But the more you interact, the more you watch, the more that is so helpful. So thank you so much for everybody that subscribes, likes, and does all the things. We appreciate you. So thank you, Paul, for joining me. This was a fun ride today.
It was. We had a blast on my show. We had a blast here. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, I'm so glad. We'll have to do it again. Just let me know. I'll come be on your live show and just talk in circles. Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I just talk in circles.
Yeah.
Well, and that's funny because you talk in circles and we're just over here like this.
Exactly. I mean, that's, to me, we keep saying we're about to wrap this up, and I'll make this quick. I promise. What the hell was I going to say?
I'm gonna make this quick. I can't remember.
It's nice to have a break from some of the serious conversations that we have, hunting Bigfoot, hunting ghosts and stuff, and UFOs or whatever. That's not exactly, fun stuff to talk about. Talking about that stuff and then breaking it up with a joke here and there, that's what I really love to do. And that's what I enjoyed having you on and then doing that. I've enjoyed it here too. So we'll be getting together here soon.
Yep. You just let
on
me
each
know.
other's channel. So yeah.
You just let me know. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Make sure you're following Paul. Make sure you're following me. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.